Hey, what's happening? It's time for the Real Table Podcast. Episode 32? 2? Question mark? Let me double check. Now that I got my fucking phone, I can check shit. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Yes. This is episode 32. Alright. We are back in the room on the official table. Well, yeah, I guess official table. So, let's see how you doing? How's it been? Hold on. Let me get the timer out so I don't. Here we go. Oh my God! Forget you stupid apps. There we go. Okay, now we're on track. So how's it going? It's been about a week, I think. Um, when was episode 31? When did that come out? Because last Saturday, I was actually pretty disappointed. Fuck, let's see. Episode 31 came out.
Announcer.
Holy shit. July 31st. Man. And here's the thing. I did record last Saturday, and it was a damn good podcast. But, of course, when I went to upload it, it uploaded just fine, and then I went to save it, and then I made a mistake. I put it in the wrong section, and then it just disappeared. Couldn't find it. So, how many podcasts is that I've recorded and they just disappeared? I recorded one earlier. I remember it was like an hour and a half. Damn proud of it. And then the file was too big on my phone, so I couldn't do anything. And I couldn't get the file back. I don't know. Like, I'm bad with technology, but I think in that case, I don't think there's anything that really could have been done. And then these other ones, I don't know. I don't know where they went on the computer. They just disappeared. Erased from existence, you know? Back to the Future style. But anyways, with all that aside, I'm in a pretty good mood, actually. Which, how many podcasts have I started off with that? I think the answer is none. And that's a little... It's not that good. You should try to work on that. So, let me tell you, a lot of shit has gone down. Okay? Let me tell you what. So let's start off with, and I did actually write this down. The shit that I want to talk about. Why is my phone so dirty? What the hell? Let's see. I actually have on my notes on my phone a list that's called Real Table Subjects. So if I think of something, I'll just write it down so I'll remember. So I got 4 things, but one of them I'm not sure if I'll be able to talk about it because I didn't watch the video. So let's start off with my fucking car. This could easily take up like a solid 15 minutes of this podcast. How long this is going to be, I don't know. So anyways, what have I been saying for the last 3-4 weeks before this one? Oh, also, it's Saturday, August 10th. So this is the first... Oh, wow, it is. The first podcast of August. Jeez. Yeah, what did I say? I was afraid for August to happen. And you know what? I was kind of proven right. Because I uploaded the drum cover and the podcast. The drum cover was late. I think it was on Thursday at like 12:20 a.m. So I did that. I was able to put some money into my savings. I was feeling pretty good. And then sure enough, what the fuck happened? When did it happen? Was it Friday or Saturday? I believe it was Saturday. My car decided to just shit the bed. And what I mean by that was I was over at Alex's house. Me and him and Zane were just mad chilling, having a good time. And then, I'm like, all right, man, I'll see you later. And I go back to my car, turn it on, and it won't fucking start. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? And literally 2 days beforehand, I had just installed a new battery. I went to AutoZone, and they actually put it in. So, it's cool. And I think I did talk about that on the last podcast. I think that's the last I may have mentioned it. I mean, I'm not going to go back and listen to episode 31. Fuck that. But anyways, so literally 2 days later, you know, there's a bad battery, really. Now, it is entirely possible that they just gave me a bad battery. But I have a warranty on it, so they can easily, I can just take it over there, just the battery, and just, get a new one, switch it out. But, so it's like 1 in the morning. I'm over at Alex's, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But at the time, I was like, it's no big deal. I just need a jump. And I'll just make it back to my house, and then tomorrow at work, I'll have to, go to AutoZone, get this figured out. It's all good. I felt, I felt like? I felt like the teacher in Whiplash, J.K. Simmons, right before he, throws the chair at that kid's head, where he's like, it's all good. Not my tempo. All right, here we go. 5, 6, 7, or whatever. You haven't seen the movie Whiplash? I'll rant about it, another time. But anyways, so I go back in. I'm like, hey bud, I didn't actually say hey bud, but I'm like, I need a jump. So Alex gets his car. We try to jump it. Nothing's not working. We're like, this has to be right. So we go back inside. We get Alex's dad to come out. He looks at it. Everything's fine. We even try his cables. Nothing. And it's 1:30 in the morning. I got to get back to the house. I have work down at the stadium the next day. Or later that day, actually. So I'm like, man, you got to give me a ride home. And I offered to put gas in his car, and he said no, which was really cool of him. So he dropped me off, and later that day, I woke up pretty early. Well, I texted my dad about what happened, and I got back. And the next day, basically kind of took care of it, but the problem was the battery. Oh, so the next morning we went back over to the house and we were able to jump the car. So we drove it right back to the house and we took it to AutoZone. They couldn't check it because the battery was so low. They couldn't check the starter and the alternator, without a fully charged battery. So we had to leave it there. I had to be at work in an hour and a half. And by the time they could check it, it would be 11 and I had to clock in at 11. So I had to borrow my dad's car. So, and then that was the day that I saw Slipknot, which, there's another thing I can talk about on here. Right on, dude, this is the most prepared I've come on this podcast. I'm liking this. I should definitely do this more. A lot of people out there are probably going to be listening to this going like, dude, come on. Gotta be prepared. Gotta be prepared for that shit. So anyways, we get the car, and while I'm at work, I'm texting my mom because, I was at work and I couldn't, get a hold of the guy at AutoZone or whatever. So she messages me. He thinks it's a bad negative battery cable, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't sound like it's that bad. So pretty soon, or not too long after that, we get that fixed. And then everything's fine. And then pretty soon, of course, I'm driving to work literally 2 days ago. Alright? And I'm listening to the new Tool song, which I'll definitely get into that right after this story's over. That or Slipknot. And I'm listening to it. I'm just, jamming out, just mad chilling, minding my own business. And sure enough, I go to hit the brakes, and the brakes stiffen. Now I can't push on the brakes, and my car's going, and it's a red light ahead. I'm coming at the back of a truck, and I'm like, oh shit. So I was able to push down really hard and stop the car. So now I have stiff brakes. And I was able to drive it to work, and I told my dad, I called him up or texted him, and he's like, well, you can't drive that thing. And I'm like, I'm at work. I can take back ways, but let's switch cars. So we're going to switch cars. I took 2 deliveries with little to no brakes. Okay, I had brakes, but you had to brake very soon. Well, not very soon. You just had to brake really fucking early. And I was going pretty slow. I was going under the speed limit. But hey, you know what? I was able to do it. Was it completely dangerous? Hell yeah. Do I have a story to tell? Absolutely. So, um, yeah, so I switched out. I borrowed my dad's car. My dad drives a Prius, and I'm starting to really like Priuses now. Prii, whatever the plural is for that. You know, as much as it's a small car, it's not manly or whatever, dude, it gets great gas mileage. I can drive from the heart of Phoenix to California Beach in Carlsbad on like 20 bucks. 20 bucks, fill up a tank. I mean, that's great, dude. I'll take that any day of the week. So, I might be driving a Prius sometime in the future, but we'll see. You know, or whatever car my mom's got. You know, I like those. Um, the smaller type. What's wrong with me? So I had to use his car and my mom's car, alternating today and yesterday, or yesterday and the day before that. And today I'm probably gonna have to use my dad's because we're gonna have, uh, hopefully. So we got the negative battery cable fixed on my car, but now we have to get it's the brake booster, okay? So I know little to nothing about cars, but I do know when you go to hit the brakes and you hear high pitched squealing, your pads are, low. And I checked the brake fluid, that was, almost at the max level, so that was fine. So I went on Google or YouTube and it said brake booster. And sure enough, the mechanic said that. He's like, "Yep, that's what it is." So he came over and looked at it. So hopefully he's gonna take care of it on Sunday. We got the part. He's gonna install it, and that's pretty much the end of the car fucking saga. But again, this all happened in August. I'm telling you, man, August is just not a great month for me. And I'm looking at the calendar right now. We've had two. We actually had more than two good things happen. Dimebacks are playing better. The Slipknot show was great. And the Slipknot album came out yesterday. And what is it? Tool released their new single on Wednesday, the 7th. And we still got the new Girl with the Dragon Tattoo book, The Girl Who Lived Twice, on the 22nd. And, of course, the Tool album on the 30th, which is a Friday. I'll be working, but I'm definitely, you know damn well I'm getting up, early to listen and enjoy that shit with my dad. But anyways, let's move on here. We move to next. Let's do Tool. Let's tackle that. So they released the new fucking single. Naturally, it was over 10 minutes long. I feel like that might be the shortest track on their album. Just have a feeling. So let's see. I'd be very surprised if that was not their shortest. If that was like one of their longest. Because I don't know how much in detail I talked about the new Tool album, but it's supposedly going to be. I've read somewhere like 86 minutes long, but CDs can only hold 79, 80 minutes. So let's just say I think it's 79 minutes. And then I also read somewhere the digital download's going to be 89 minutes. Well, that's really fucking lame. Why not just make it into two CDs? That I would like that better than to basically be told, well, if you buy the digital album, you get 10 extra minutes. But is the 10 extra minutes going to be good? Well, good. Why did I say it weird like that? What is that extra 10 minutes going to be? Is it going to be something bullshit, or is it going to be something that's actually worthwhile? I don't know. Oh, there's only one way to find out. But anyways, so yeah, and then it's gonna have 7 tracks, and then 2 interludes. So basically 9 songs, but only 7 of them are actually, songs. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, because if it's just gonna be 15 minutes of whispered vocals, quiet drums, bass, and guitar, I mean, I don't know. Is it really going to be that cool? Is it going to be worth the 13-year wait? I don't know, probably not. But then, the single came out, and I was looking forward to it. They announced it, I think, on like Sunday or Monday. Hey, it's going to come out on the 7th, and apparently the number 7 is going to have a huge. It's going to be part of the overall theme or concept of the album. What does it mean exactly? I have no idea. I don't know if I'll ever figure it out. So, anyways, the song came out. It was literally like, who messaged me? Oh, never mind. It was literally like 5:30. No, it was like 6 in the morning. Literally 6 in the morning, and I'm about to call it. I'm going to sleep, and I go on YouTube, and sure enough, it's just like, oh, Tool released a new song 52 minutes ago. And I'm like, it's 6 a.m. over here. What time? I was too tired to figure it out. So I said to myself, all right, I guess I'm not going to bed for an extra 10 to 15 minutes. So I went out and I grabbed my headphones, the Bluetooth headphones, and connected them to my phone and installed it, connected it, and laid in bed and listened to the new Tool song. And let me say, I was genuinely surprised. I really like it. I was really digging it. Was it super long and drawn out? Yeah. Did it keep my interest throughout? Yeah, it did. That's what surprised me. At no point did I say to myself, oh my god, I want this song to end. Is it almost over yet? It just kept my interest the whole time. And that's always a good sign. Especially when it's a 10 fucking minute single, man. Man, it is... Oh, it's only 84 degrees in here? Jeez. I think I said this, but this thing I put in my nightlight, or lamp or whatever, it's all digital. It has the time, the date, what day it is. It even has the temperature, and apparently it's only 84 in here. Feels hotter than that. And it's 3:17 in the morning. We're about 17 minutes into this, so yeah, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. So, anyways, the new Tool song, it sounds like Tool. These long, complex passages. It's anything but simple. And the vocals were not whispers; they were clean vocals. But he was, singing too. And my dad said it sounds like, or it reminded him of Lateralis. And I would imagine the song, not the album. But it kind of did, in a sense. So basically, here's my verdict on the new Tool single. I like it. I'm looking forward to the album. Hopefully, this was not the most complex and awesome or epic song. I hate it when bands do that. They release, like, their best song on the album, and then that's their best song. Nothing tops it. But, every fan is different. In fact, when was the last time a band released their best song as their single? Metallica kind of did that with their last album. I mean, the song Hardwired is one of the best songs they've written since the 80s. And I'll argue that to a fact, if that makes any sense. What else? I feel like Dream Theater's done it a couple of times. But, I'm not sure. Oh, Pearl Jam, I think they did it with their last album, when they released the song Mind Your Manners. Yeah, I think that's probably the best song on that album. And it's not a very strong album, but, yeah, man, check out Mind Your Manners by Pearl Jam. It's a good song. So it's not even like 3 minutes long. It's like this little dumb punk song. So I'm looking forward to it. And the Tool song was the title track, Fear Inoculum. It sounds like it could be the title track, the first song on the album. Which, that would be interesting. How many title tracks are the first song on the album? Again, Hardwired by Metallica, but the album is called Hardwired to Self-Destruct. The song is just called Hardwired. So, and then what else? Ride the Lightning's a second. Master of Puppets and Justice for All are a second song on the album. I don't know if there are any albums I know that the title track is the first song on the album. I really don't think I know one or have one. I'd have to look into that. So, there it is. How many times have I said the word so? This podcast should be called So by Peter Gabriel. It's a really good album. You should check it out. Anyways, how many subscribers do I have? I told you, man, I am stuck on 18. I can't get by it. Well, hold on, let me see. Because I could have lost a subscriber. No, yeah, no, we're still on 18. 36 videos. Huh. That's weird. Da-da-da-da. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know why, but I don't know how it came up, but I think I was on YouTube and The Lion King came up. And, or maybe it was a video I watched a few months ago. It was something like WatchMojo.com, that YouTube channel. Oh, it's great. I love that channel. Although sometimes I get the feeling that they're kind of running out of ideas. Because some of the lists they have on there, it's just really, it's like, you know, top 10 secondary characters on Breaking Bad. And you're like, who gives a shit? You've discussed Breaking Bad enough. It's the best show on television. Alright, we get it. I don't need a list on secondary characters, okay? But they did a list. I forgot what it was. It was like something with Disney villain deaths or Disney villains. Maybe like satisfying Disney something. I don't know. It was something with the villains. And I think part of it was in The Lion King when Mufasa dies. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, is the scene really that bad? Or like sad or traumatic as people I keep hearing? Because I haven't watched Lion King in a really long time. I'd like to watch it again because I forgot a lot of that movie. I remember the general outline of it, but I forgot the little things. You know, the in-between parts. So I went on YouTube and I watched that scene. You know, the stampede where, you know, Scar and Mufasa run out to save Simba. And let me just say this. It is pretty sad. It is definitely I mean, I watched it. I didn't, you know, burst into tears or tear up or whatever, but I was watching it and I'm just like, man, this scene was perfect. And there's a video on YouTube where they took the animated scene from that and then the real life version, you know, from the live action movie, and then played it not side by side, but one after the other. It amazes me. I really want to have Zane on here so we can talk about this in more detail, but he brings up a lot of good points. And one point he said was, it just amazes me. People they're seeing live action movies of movies they've already seen. When you make something live action and real looking, that's the problem. It's real looking, so you don't see the big eyes or the animated tears or whatever, and it just looks weird. And in The Lion King, in that scene, you know, some guy's filming it on his phone, but still, it looked like, and I don't know, the voice acting didn't sound that good. It sounded like they were like reading the script for the first time through, and they were just kind of going like, Scar, brother, help me. Long live the king, bitch. You know, that's what it sounded like. And I'm like, where's the emotion? Where's anything? And then I really went back and I watched the animated movie. But I just kept playing that one part over and over again. It's animated so well, and it's written well too. You know, you see people comment it on YouTube. There's no monologue, there's no, you know, back and forth. I mean, Mufasa literally says, one, two, I think 4 words. Scar, brother, help me. Yeah, 4 words. That's it. And then, or no, Mufasa. Sorry, Mufasa says 4 words, and then Scar says 4 words as well. You know, long live the king. But it's like the way he says that is just so like real. You can hear the betrayal and the look in Mufasa's eyes where he's just like, you know, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me, this can't be happening. And then he dies. It's like, But you can't recreate that with real life. Because they're real fucking animals, you know? There's no... You can't... I don't know. Again, it just blows me away that we're making live action remakes of these movies, and it's not... It's just the same movie. It's just real looking, you know? If you want real looking, go watch Homeward Bound. Movie's great, you know? But yeah, let me... That was a pretty sad scene. And then, I didn't watch it afterwards, but, you know, like when Simba goes down next to his dad, and I heard that in the real life, the real action... Oh my god. I got real table on the mind. The live action, jeez. The live action movie, there was just not as much emotion in the voice acting and some of the lines. Like, I guess in the animated movie, he says, "We gotta go home." And then in the live action movie, he doesn't say that. So, I don't know. Again, it's like, why are we giving these... We're giving the wrong movies all the money. There are movies out there that are fantastic, not making their money back. And it's ridiculous. So, or we just need to get people's names associated with these films so more people go out and see them. Jordan Peele, right now, can put his name on anything, and whatever movie that is will instantly sell more tickets. Even if he didn't direct it, write it, or anything. If you just put his name on there, his production company, but you have to see his name, Jordan Peele, more people will go and see it. You know? But anyways, so where are we at right now? We're at the 26-minute mark. It's pretty good. It is not 85 degrees in here. It just can't be. It feels hotter than that. And I don't have the AC on because of that last video I uploaded, checking in on. Well, I sat like not that far, like 5 feet, 7 feet from the AC, so yeah, that one's on me. Oh, geez, I forgot to check the score of the Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay Rays, come on, open up phone. Here we go. Yeah, Tampa Bay won 5-3, but the Yankees lost, but the Red Sox won. You know what? Let me check the standings. Nope, didn't mean to click on that. Rays take lead on walk in ninth. This is interesting. Oh my god. A couple of guys, one guy in the Diamondback had like a foot fracture. That's just painful and uncomfortable to hear. I don't want to think about a foot fracture. I don't know. That just puts a weird, not nice image in my head. Let me check the standings really quick. I don't think really much has changed. Okay. Let's see. Regular season. I know who's in the first spot in the AL East. The Yankees, of course. Oh, look at that. Tampa Bay's only 9.5 back. Ooh, Boston's 15 back. Good, I like that. Cleveland and Minnesota are tied. Damn it, Minnesota. They had like a 9-10 game lead. Maybe even like 12 game lead over Cleveland. Man. Okay. And Houston's in first. Oakland's 10 games back. Jeez, what's going on with the Angels? They've lost 8 in a row. They were actually like... I thought they were going to make a run for the wild card, but... They got to win. Oh, shoot. I didn't look at the... Oh, shoot. Go back to the regular season. I didn't look at the fucking National League. Okay, here we go. Braves are in first. The Nationals are 6.5 back. The Mets and the Phillies are both 8 back. The Cubs are in first. The Brewers are 2.5 back. Cardinals 3 back. And then the NL West, Dodgers are in first. Diamondbacks are in second place, but they're 17 games back. Yippee. So now let's go to the wild card. This is the fun one at this time of year, August, September, in the wild card standings. So let's see what we got. Let's see. Cleveland and Minnesota are tied for the top spot in the wild card. Tampa Bay's in second. All right, I like that. Oakland's a half game out. And a wild card. Nationals are in first for the wild card. Milwaukee's in the second spot. And look at that. Your Arizona Diamondbacks are 1.5 games back. Man, I like that. But look at this. The Cardinals, Mets, and the Phillies are a half game back. So how many teams we got there? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 teams. Really 6 that are right there in the wild card. There's a reason they call it the wild card. Okay? It's not because of an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Alright? It's a good episode, but come on. It's called wild card for a reason. Let's see. Who's got the worst record of the Tigers? What was I thinking? Man. 35-78. 310 win percentage. That's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. The Tigers have only won 16 games at home and 19 away. Oh my god. Man, even the Orioles have a better record than that. Man, oh man. Alright, let's see. There was something. Let's see. We can get rid of that. We can open this up. Okay. Let's see. What else I wanted to talk about was the Slipknot show. Oh, you know what? That is something I can do. So they played on August 4th. It was a really good show. They put on a good set. The set list was good. I'm pulling up the set list right now because I can't remember all of it. August 8th, August 6th, and bam. August fucking 4th. So they didn't really play anything that deep, but so they opened with People Equal Shit. I'll just read the set list. They opened with People Equal Shit, Sick, Get This, which is one of their funniest songs, Unsainted from their new album, Disaster Piece, Before I Forget, The Heretic Anthem, Psychosocial, The Devil and I, Prosthetics. They really like playing that song recently, I've noticed. Weird. Vermilion, Custer, Sulfur, All Out Life. Not off the new album, but it's still just a single by itself. Duality. That was the end of the show. And then the encore was Spit It Out and Surfacing. So, the show. Good. The set list was a little predictable. And I didn't realize this. They're getting to the point where they have so many albums now that they kind of just play the hits off of each album, and then that kind of makes a set list. And that's kind of a bummer because, they're not really playing the deep stuff, deep cuts or whatever. And then, oh, this is so cool. So anyways, I got the wrong thing up. Isn't this professional? Don't you love this? Well, I mean, you listen to what the fuck was that? You listen to a podcast called the Real Table Podcast. It's not going to be the most professional sounding thing, but you know what? We're being real here. I'm not going to pretend something that I'm not. What the fuck am I even talking about at this point? I don't know. So, and the stage for Slipknot was really cool. They came out with the white jumpsuits. And I thought the stage was going to be kind of like for a church, because I thought, like, with Unsainted, I thought the theme was going to be kind of more leaning towards Corey was going to be like the priest, and that's what he kind of dressed like, but, I guess not. I actually thought the new Slipknot album was going to be a concept album, which I haven't heard if it is or isn't, so it must not be. If you don't hear anything about it, then it has to be no. So anyways, the show was good. The crowd was really good. It's a bummer because the crowd gets into it, but everyone's got their phones out, and you're just like, there's a lot of the energy is just not all there. There's a good amount of energy. The crowd's getting into it, but they're just not getting into it as much as they would have 20 years ago or 30 years ago, you know? I mean, could you imagine going back in time and going into a mosh pit at like a fucking Metallica before the Black Album? Like Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax. Oh god, Anthrax. I mean, could you imagine being in one of those pits? Oh, and Megadeth. I won't leave them out. But still, you know, go back in the day and you're going to be in a fucking mosh pit with no cell phones out. The only thing that people can do is watch the show. That sounds amazing, and I wish I could go back in time and just go to one of those shows. Would I get into the pit? Hell no. Would I watch it? Yeah, I'd probably watch the pit more than the band if we're being honest. Or like the crowd even. You know, the crowd just got into it more. But anyways, the show was really fun. I didn't get a shirt because, you know, money's a little tight and, you know, I can just get one online. And I went with a friend of mine and she enjoyed it too. She didn't know too many Slipknot songs, but, you know, she still had a good time. And that was pretty much it. Nothing really exciting happened. Who else played? Behemoth played. We missed them. We saw the ending of Gojira. They were good. And then Volbeat played. I thought Volbeat was more like new hard rock, or metal, but they're like, the guys look pretty old and they were playing like some pretty laid back. It would be like if ZZ Top played or started a heavy metal band. That's what it almost sounded like. And they actually played a Johnny Cash song. And it sounded good. I don't know what Johnny Cash song. I could look it up actually. But and I feel like there's one other thing I'm leaving out. Oh, yeah. So when Slipknot, we were waiting for them to go on, they were playing songs over the speaker, and they played Walk by Pantera. Dude, you want to win any metal crowd over, just play Walk by Pantera. That's the best song to get everyone pumped up for. I mean, they were all singing along, too. And people just really got into it. It was awesome. So they played on the 4th, and then 5 days later, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the new album came out. Okay, We Are Not Your Kind by Slipknot was their 6th studio album, is their 6th studio album, came out yesterday. And for the first time in a super long time, I didn't buy an album the day it came out. And I honestly don't remember the last time that happened. I'm a big musician, and I love buying albums the day they come out. You know, not messing around. The day they come out, I go out and buy it. Even, I'll do that thing where I'll go to record stores at midnight, and then right when it turns to midnight, they'll give you the CD. You have to buy it. They don't just give it to you. So, but I didn't buy it because mainly I was having car problems, and I was recording. Me and Alex were playing Resident Evil 7, and we recorded pretty much the whole game. So, in the upcoming weeks, definitely go over to the Corn and Cock podcast and check out me and Alex playing through Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. It was a lot of fun. There's some good reactions out of both me and Corn, because we some jump scares got us, and we were like, "Wow, what the fuck?" So definitely go give that a look. And if you haven't, go and subscribe to that YouTube channel. We got hopefully some podcasts coming out. I want to try to get on a weekly recording thing. We have a couple in the works, mainly the Resident Evil one. I think we did one part, and now I think we're going to have 3 or 4 other parts. Maybe 5. Not sure yet. But anyways. But I digress. So we got the new album. And actually, so I got off work, actually on time, which doesn't happen, and went right over to Alex's house, and me, him, and Zane, last week, we started, in preparation of the new album, we were going to listen to every... Well, I messaged Zane, because he's a huge Slipknot fan. I was like, hey, you want to listen to every Slipknot song and rank them in leading up to the new album? He's just like, you know, yeah, let's fucking do it. So I told Alex about it, and he wanted to join in too. Now, he's not really a big metal guy, he's okay with Slipknot. You know, we joke about them, and he likes a couple of their songs, mainly for like the memes. But he still got into it. He still really enjoyed it. So he really wanted to be part of it. So we listened to their first two albums, and we would play the song, pause it, and then just discuss it for like 30 seconds or a minute, and then we keep going. So we did that. We listened to their sixth studio album, We Are Not Your Kind, all the way through, and it was a lot of fun. The listening experience was fun. We got some memes out of it. But let's go to the album, okay? So for months, when they first, the day they announced their new album and the track listing, I messaged both Zane and Alex, and I was like, dude, did you see the track listing? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, did you see the first title, the first song on the album? And they're like, yeah. The first song on the album is called Insert Coin. And it's every Slipknot album just has an intro song. I told them, Insert Coin is going to be the best song on the album. And they're like, oh, shut the fuck up, man. It's not going to be the best. And I'm like, what if it is? And sure enough, it's actually one of the best songs on the album. And it's only 1:38 long. Oh, jeez, I wonder how loud that was. Dude, when you have an album and one of the best songs on that album is called Insert Coin, you know something happened. Somewhere along the line, something got jacked up. You know, the songs weren't coming together or whatever. But, so let's go through this. So, Insert Coin. Not title track, what's wrong with me? You know what, actually, if Slipknot made their new album called Insert Coin, I think the album would have been a little better. Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit better. So, Insert Coin, the first song on the album, again, it was just weird. They're never going to play it live. I actually want to see if go back and listen to it and see if there are drums in it. If there are, I'm totally going to do a drum cover of Insert Coin. And call it like the hardest cover I've ever done. Okay. Now you got Unsainted, which is 4 minutes and 20 seconds. I need to get some water. Dude, it's not 85 degrees in here. It just can't be. It feels so much fucking hotter than that. Anyways. Let's see. So, Unsainted, the first single that was released back in May, and I must have talked about it on the podcast. There's just no way that I didn't. So I enjoyed it. It's a good song. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 5. Oh, that was the other thing. With the Slipknot songs, we would rank them out of 5. So you could go 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. And then at the end, you know, we just do the math. And it's like, oh, you gave Iowa by Slipknot a 7 out of 10. So, let's see. Unsainted is a good song. Birth of the Cruel was weird. It sounded like something off their first album, but it's one of the better tracks. And then after this, Death Because of Death, which is just it's 1:20. It's just a little musical interlude. And now we get to the songs. Nero Forte. I think I'm saying that right. This was good. I mean, it's got a cool guitar riff. The drums are just going ham. And it's good. And then the chorus came in. Clean vocals. That one of the album's biggest problems is that there are too many clean vocals. Now, is it Corey Taylor's fault that he can't do Iowa vocals? No. It isn't. Now, can I say you should be able to write with what you got? Yes. And are they doing that? To an extent, yeah. But there's way too many clean vocal parts on here. And one of the problems with this album is it's good, it's building up, and then it's just like clean vocals. And you're like, this sounds just like the previous song. Now, some of these songs have clean vocals, it's fine. It sounds good. But when each song, you know, has it just all kind of blends together, kind of like sounds the same and everything. But this was one of the songs I liked. Critical Darling has a slow beginning. Again, it takes off. Clean vocals again. And then this is another album. These are the album's two biggest problems: the clean vocals and this the minute and a half of just one note on a keyboard being held and nothing happening. And then it leads to, and so I like Critical Darling. It's a weird title, but I like it. And then comes the weakest song on the album, A Liar's Funeral. I think the song should have just been called Liar's Funeral. When you call it A Liar's Funeral, it just sounds kind of weird. It started off with acoustic guitars. Let me just say, Slipknot doesn't do acoustic guitars. Have they done it before? Yes. Vermilion Part 2 and Snuff. I really like Snuff. Zayn has called it an embarrassing song for Slipknot. It should be a Stone Sour song. Is he right? Yeah, pretty much. He's actually 100% right. But I still like the song. With A Liar's Funeral, I think they swung and missed on this one. It sounds weird. It sounds... I read reviews early on saying it was experimental. This wasn't experimental. This was just, hey, let's have acoustic guitar on here and then do something super slow. It's still heavy, but it should have been cut from the album or maybe put on a Stone Sour, album. Then we got Red Flag. Red Flag's one of the best songs on the album. And when it started, it started off and Zayn said out loud, "Don't fuck this up." I think that's a good way to summarize the whole album, is don't fuck this up. Don't fuck it up. Red Flag, 4 minutes, 11 seconds. This is another thing on this album. A lot of the songs are over 5 minutes long, and Slipknot doesn't really do long songs. The song Iowa is 15 minutes long, so they do it. But with this one, the average song is easy like 5.5 minutes, which is, again, kind of pushing themselves, but I like it. And then after Red Flag, again, one of the best songs on the album, if not the best. I have to go back and listen to it. Another interlude of What's Next. It's 53 seconds long. And then came the song Spiders. I was reading reviews saying Spiders is one of the best tracks, if not the best track on the album. It had a creepy piano and little to no guitars in it. I think that song would have been better with no vocals, because, again, the vocals came in, clean vocals, and it just sounds kind of weird. What they should have done is they should have just had it be a musical interlude, but, they're still playing. So the piano sounds cool, it sounds creepy, the drums are just playing the same beat, but, you can't always get what you want, and I'm not the producer. And then the next song, Orphan. Orphan is like one of the best performances on the album by the drummer Jay. I mean, he just fucking blew me away on that track. And that's a 6-minute track. Oh, Critical Darling was 6:25, FYI. So Orphan, one of the best tracks on the album. And now here comes the weirdest song on the album, My Pain, clocking in at 6 minutes 48 seconds. This song was fucking weird. It starts off with like the one note again, and it almost sounds like a joke song, like they wanted to write a creepy nursery rhyme that you can play for your demon kid or whatever, because it's like, and I can't remember how it goes, but they have a song on their first album called Scissors, and I feel like every album has that one song that is really weird, it's creepy, it's supposed to make you feel uneasy, and I feel like this is that album's Scissors. Like Iowa had the title track. Iowa makes you feel fucking weird. It's long and just bleh. Volume 3, maybe The Virus of Life, maybe, I'm not sure. All Hope Is Gone, I don't think it had one, really. I'd have to go back and listen. And then Point 5, maybe If Rain Is What You Want, that song. That's the only really weird, creepy song on there. And then this one, it has to be My Pain, because it's just like, what the fuck am I listening to? So it's like, yeah, it's Slipknot, it's creepy, but I want a song. You know, I want to listen to something that gets me pumped up when I go to work. You know, this is something that I would put in a creepy horror movie or horror music video or whatever. And then the next song, again, a 6-minute song called Not Long for This World. I like that title. It sounds a little, you know, gothy really, emo for me, but, you know, it's alright. Again, the biggest problem with this album, remember what I said before, where you can summarize it with "don't fuck it up." Well, the biggest problem with this album is it's weak. Something starts to get cool, and then they stop it, and then they go back to it just being just this bland thing. And you're like, but you had something cool going. Why didn't you just build on that or keep that going? So, Not Long for This World, it's like 6.5 minutes long. I think 3 minutes of the song is good, and the other 3 minutes is just nothing. It doesn't go anywhere. And then becomes the final track on the album, Solway Firth, which in itself is a okay song, but on the album, it's one of the best songs on the album. You know, Slipknot has written way better songs than this, but when you have this group of songs and you have Solway Firth on there, it's one of the better ones. It's not. I'm not bad mouthing it. I'm just saying. So that's the album. So hold on, let me count this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on first read through, first count, 8 out of 14 songs I like. So you could basically say half the album is good, half the album is, you know, not very good, or just not memorable. Now, some of these songs might grow on me. Maybe we'll see. But the back half of this album, man, it's just weak. Once you get past Red Flag, I mean, there's only 2 songs that are really, you know, good. Oh, and then I guess on the Japanese edition, they have the bonus song All Out Life. That song should have been on the album. It's really good. Is it one of the best Slipknot songs they've ever written? No. But it still sounded really cool, and it would have made the album a better, you know, experience. So, at the end of the day, did I like the album? Yes. Was I disappointed? Yes, I was. It was underwhelming. You know, I was looking forward to it. I knew it was going to be dark and creepy, and the reviews were saying it was creepy and is experimental. But I think it was more experimental than creepy, you know? Because again, half the album is loud in your face, and then the other half is just this weird keyboard noise in the background where you're like, is something going to happen? Or am I just going to sit here and just wonder what the fuck is going on? So, anyways, so let's move on. Let's take a break from, well, we're actually like getting pretty close to an hour here, so we might be calling this pretty soon, because it's going to take like 9.5 hours to upload this video. So anyways, since the last podcast didn't go, I read about the state of Arizona, but it didn't go through, so I have to read about it again. So Arizona was admitted to the Union on February 14th, 1912 as the 48th state, the Valentine's Day state, even though the nickname literally right here says the Grand Canyon state. So, you know, take your pick. Oh, and here's the funny part. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I've lived in Arizona my entire life. We have one of the wonders of the world. Never been there. And it's only like fucking 5 hours? Where it takes like 2.5 hours to get to Flagstaff. Yeah, then maybe like another 2 hours. So from my house to the Grand Canyon will probably take at least 5 hours, 5.5 hours. Never been there. I'm going to change it. I'm not doing it to make a point. I just never gone. So let's see. Our motto, I can't pronounce that, but it's God enriches. Our capital is, of course, Phoenix, which is a cool word. You know, Phoenix. If you actually spelt that for what it sounded like, it would be Fenix. But that joke has been made 100 times. Our bird is the cactus wren, Wren. And our flower is blossom of the saguaro cactus. I mean, wasn't that obvious before? Just kidding. See, I'm going to read all this stuff again, so I'll just go through and just pick out the cool stuff, which I have to find. Oh yeah, this was cool. No one knows the real name of the earliest inhabitants of Arizona. Contemporary Native Americans call them Hohokam, which means people who have gone. Which is like, come on, that's really, you're going to call the people who first lived here people who have gone? I mean, I think you could call any settlement that. You could probably call the people who lived in New Hampshire first Hohokam. Why just Arizona? You know? But, you know, there's more of a reason to that. No one knows the real name. Well, real name. So there has to just be nicknames flying around. Like Hohokam, there has to be more. Let's see. European settlement in Arizona began in 1540 when Francisco Vasquez de Coronado led an expedition in search of the fabled seven cities of Cibola? Oh, get this. He never found the Golden Cities, and his discovery of the Grand Canyon carried no weight with Spain. Come on. Look, were you really expecting to find the seven cities of gold or whatever? But you find a fucking big hole in the ground that's like 8 miles long, and it's like over 200 miles long. It's really? Or 8 miles wide at its biggest thing. Wait, doesn't it say on here? Yeah, literally right here. So the Grand Canyon is 2 billion years old. It's 277 miles long and 17 miles across at its widest spot. And you're not impressed or wowed by that? Jeez, Spain really dropped the ball on that one. Let's see. Arizona began its most colorful period, epitomized by the anything goes town of Tombstone, 30 miles north of the Mexican border. I didn't know Tombstone was that close to the Mexican border. And here we go. The most famous incident in Tombstone was the gunfight at the OK Corral. And this is where it gets weird. At 2:30 p.m. on October 26, 1881, Billy Clanton and Frank and Tom McLaury were hurled into eternity, as the Tombstone epitaph put it, by Doc Holliday and the Earp brothers. Did I say that word right? Hold on, I gotta look it up. Gotta look this shit up. E-P-I... let's see. Epitaph. Close. Let's see. Throughout the 19th century, Native Americans made up the largest percentage of Arizona's inhabitants. But they weren't the Hohokam. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Contemporary Native Americans. What does contemporary mean? I forgot. Contemporary. There we go. Living or occurring at the same time. Okay. Native Americans made up the largest. Okay, I already read that. The state has one of the. Even today, the state has one of the largest Native American populations in the U.S. Furthermore, tribally, owned land occupies half of Arizona's territory, more than any in any other state. First off, let me just say this, and I said this in the last time I recorded this before it got banished into oblivion. Don't get pulled over in Indian reservations here. You will get fucked. The tickets are like double, I think maybe even triple. But it's mainly in like the northern part of Arizona. So in Phoenix you should be fine, except for a couple of parts. But, you know. You ever come to Arizona, you message me on here, and I'll give you a tour of where you'll be fine. Let's see. You can see plenty of cowboys in Arizona. The first competitive annual rodeo began in Prescott on July 4th, 1888. Let's see. The dry climate has attracted newcomers from every part of the U.S. so that Arizona's population has tripled since World War II and risen 35% since 1980. Well, yeah. You know why? Because people would rather deal with dry heat than humidity, snow, tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes. When you think about it, dry heat is not that bad. You just don't go outside. Just turn another fan on in your house and you're fine, okay? I mean, but then summer kicks in and then people leave, but again, dry heat is not that bad. It's hot, don't get me wrong, but I would rather deal with 115 degree dry heat than humidity any day of the week. I fucking hate humidity. That's why monsoon season here is just a pain in the ass. Monsoon season is so stupid because it's like, hey man, it's monsoon season. You're like, oh, okay, we're going to get some rain. And it doesn't rain, or it'll rain for 5 minutes at 3 a.m., and then you just get humidity up the ass. It's terrible. It's totally not worth it. Well, I mean, it is worth it to live here. So that's Arizona, and next time it will be Arkansas. Drop that shit. Okay, I think we're at an hour here. My timer says 59:50. I was about a minute late. The one thing I didn't get to talk about in here, because I didn't watch the video, so I have no context of what really happened. Apparently, the Diamondbacks and Dodgers benches cleared at the end of the game. Diamondbacks won. And I just heard somebody fouled out, a Dodger fouled out, and then our pitcher yelled at him. And then when the game ended, the benches cleared. And now, right now, I'm going to try to watch a video and see what the hell happened. So, thanks for tuning in on episode 32. I think this is a pretty solid podcast. There's a nice little flow to it. You got over an hour, too, on the new camera. Let's see how long it's going to take to upload this shit. It's probably going to take at least, oh, fuck, an hour. It's got to take at least 5.5, 6 hours. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I got to have another guest on here. Now I got to put the fucking table away. But anyways, no big deal. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this will be uploaded because I can't keep recording good shit and then it just disappears. It's going to bum me out. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on Wednesday.